Hi ladies and gentlemen, releasing very soon from NuNu is a BMW 320i E46, the ETCC Donington 2004 winner version. It's a highly anticipated kit, so let's have a look. The front of the box is a really nice illustration of the car, and on the side we have two photographs of the build-up model and some caution statements, and here is the box end. And on the other side, we have the list of recommended paints and some description of the model and the car, and also the name of the company and their addresses. And on this end is the same as the other end. Okay, now let's take a look inside. That's the body. And the rest of the sprues are mainly molded in white plastic, other than the clear parts and the chrome parts. And of course, we have the tires and some wire mesh and the decal and an instruction. Now let's look at the instruction. As usual, the cover of the instruction features the illustration of the car and a short description of the car. And then inside there, you have the recommended list of paint. And start with the assembly of the chassis and then the rest of the chassis. And then is the exhaust system. Step 4 is the installation of the brake disc. Then step 5 is the installation of the wheels, followed by the assembly of the cockpit area, and then the safety belts and the seats. Then we have the dashboard and the roll cage, installing of the roll cage and the instrument panel. And then we have the installation of the door panels and the rear of the cockpit area. Step 12 is the assembly of the headlights and taillights, followed by the installation of the front bumper and the kidney grills, and then the installation of the rear bumper, and then the installation of the windows and the windshields. And step 16 is the completion of the model. And then followed by instruction of decaling. Lastly, we have the illustration of all the parts in the kit. Okay, now let's look at the parts. First of all, we have the body, of course. And the molding of the body is very clean and very smooth. You can see the details are sharp and very crisp. We can also see the front fender is the uniqueness of this particular version of livery. Otherwise, the quality of molding is NuNu's usual high standard. We can see there's some slight flash on the molding, which is easy to clean up. And the shape of the body is quite nice, quite accurate. And then we come to the chassis. Again, we have some nice detail being molded on the chassis. Molding is sharp and clean. And then we have the driver's compartment, which again is quite nicely detailed, with some clean and crisp molding. And then we come to the sprue with exhaust system. And you can see the tailpipes are hollowed out by using slide molding. And then very decent details on the door panels. And then we have the racing seats for the driver. And then the front and rear bumper and the tail wing. This is the housing for the headlights. And then the LED instrument panel. And all the suspension parts for the chassis. The instrument combing, I think it's called combings. And then the rear of the driver's compartment. And all the other detailing parts. And then in this sprue we have the radiator, the fire extinguisher, and the 4 shock absorbers, also the disc brakes, and then the roll cage. And then we have the chrome parts. Wheels are nice. Nicely detailed. And then the headlight housing, or the rear light housing. It's the front light housing. And the kidney grille. And then we have the clear parts. I think the clear part can be better. And then the lens for the headlights. And then of course we have the tires. The sidewall of the tire has the details. You can replicate a negative camber with this kind of tires. The other rubber parts. And of course we have the decals. The decals are very nicely printed. Registration is good. As you can see at the smaller decals, the registration of the colors are spot on. And the printing is very sharp. And experience tells me that the NuNu's decals work really well with most of the decal solutions. And here are the window trims. And that's it. The new BMW 320i from NuNu. And as usual, other than the kit itself, there's also a detail of parts available from NuNu. Now let's look at the set. Well, this set contains some decals and some photo etch parts. Let's look at the instruction. The instruction starts with some assembled tips and then some paint required. And then start replacing some of the parts in the chassis. Additional parts for the brake discs and some detailing of the compartments, the safety harness, and carbon fiber decals for some of the parts, mesh for the radiator and the front bumper, and fastener for the trunk, windshield wipers, and also the front hood pins, and the support for the rear wings, and the protection plate for the front chassis. Okay, let's look at the photo etch threads. And then the carbon fiber decal. And here are the Kevlar decals. Nice. And of course we have the ribbon for the safety belt. And that's the 2004 ETCC Donington winner. BMW 320i in 1/24th scale from NuNu. It's a really nice looking kit and it's available from hobbyeasy.com. I would like to thank NuNu for the review sample. And until next time, bye bye.